Hello there. I am out here in my local woods, and I'd like to review the cold steel boar spear today. However, with a shortened handle, because I thought this is a pretty interesting kind of a tool compared to the Asari, since this one actually has a guard to it, right? And I also wanted to repurpose the staff itself for some, staff fighting exercises. So yeah, today I want to chuck this thing, see how well it sticks. Maybe maybe try some, like standardish like knife throw kind of grips to see how things go, and what I think about this blade. So it throws well enough, in a sense. You can throw it, you can have it stick. I have zero experience throwing anything like this. I'm just like a knife thrower, so I throw things like this commonly with a, I guess, forward-facing, no spin grip, right? Don't know. I'm not super, whatchamacallit. I wouldn't say I'm too experienced, just like to throw things in my free time. But weapons-based martial arts, I do kenjutsu, and I try to learn messer fighting from old manuals and things like that. So I'll just say I'm a big beginner in that sense, trying to find my way around a topic that probably most of us, like Zoomers, has interested for just about most of our lives. Probably it's strange. There's this subgroup of people that grow up to like knives and swords and things like that way too much in the year of our Lord 2022, right? And it's cool because they're all very useful tools, You can use a good knife for tons upon tons of different things. Like being into knives as a kid helped me get into cooking, get into like wood carving, things like that. I think I'm getting a bit off topic. My point is it's a nice enough spear, and it feels as though it could double as a not sword, but probably some traditional Asian long-handled weapon. I don't know what to call them. Whatever. Cold Steel also makes the Asari, I think it's called, Azari spear, which basically is just this part without this, more like this part without the catching thing here. That's why I bought the boar hunting spear, because I found this kind of a crossguard like swelling pretty interesting. So this is all pretty close, I'd say. This is about 2 meters probably. As I said, I'm not very good yet, but like to try new things, and if I like it, might become a new passion of mine. This is just a review for a weapon I'm very not too used to. Don't think that caught on camera because I held it wrong, but that landed right in the bush. Yeah, so that was a bad throw. Landed right in the dirt. Let's inspect the damage. See what happened. Maybe I just got some dirt on the blade. It seems like a likely scenario. Yeah, that's probably just what happened. So I'm meaning to sharpen this thing up and then maybe make a part 2 to this video. See how this half spear performs with a proper edge on it. But yeah, that'll be another time. And I can just tell you it throws pretty well, like in a standard spear throwing fashion, because I've never thrown anything like this before. Yeah. And it tends to stick, not always. As I said, turning on this camera, this is my very first time throwing these kinds of things. Never even like threw a spear in my life, which my parents told me apparently that's not a was for them. They they grew up in the Eastern Bloc, and apparently back in school they all had these interesting grenade throwing, gun shooting, and spear throwing classes, which seems pretty wild. But yeah, closest thing I can imagine is throwing javelins in school, which we did during some special occasion. I don't know. This is fun. I just have to, get the hang of it. I typically do things like archery and, as I said, like overhand knife throwing. So like this. Or with my belt knife. I haven't done that in a long time either, though, if I gotta be honest. As you can see. Point is, I practiced this kind of overhand knife throwing a lot. I've just fallen out of practice is all. Let me just... This has nothing to do with the video, I'm sorry about that. It's just that knife throwing is a pretty fun hobby. Maybe you're like me, maybe you used to do it a lot in the past and fell kind of out of it, out of the habit. But I recommend, trying your hand at it again. Knife throwing is pretty fun. It's a good way to sort of de-stress in the, modern day. Considering you don't really have very many outlets where you can just, let loose. As in, like, use energy to kind of put your body from a fight or flight situation down into, relaxing. I feel like spear throwing is something that could also work for that. Typically, I tend to do archery for it. I think I'm talking too much, I'll be honest. Point is, this spear throws pretty well. Yeah, can't complain, can't complain. Can't complain, but maybe I should get good. Okay, what about two-handed, like an axe throwing kind of stance? So I think this is a good place to say that I've never thrown an axe in my life either. Well, let's just say it's not really working for me. There you go. If I try to nose spin it, it kinda sort of does something. Could be worse for zero practice with this kind of a blade shape. You know. So, also wanted to mention how like interesting for martial arts this kind of weapon is, right? You have a rather long blade, longer than most like even big knives, right? Like by a large margin. Two-handed, so you know you can power strikes. You can probably redirect the blade rather quickly. As I said, I mostly do kenjutsu, so I'm not very into HEMA and everything yet, and just had a rather, let's say, difficult training day yesterday, so my arms and stuff are still sore, so I probably have a terrible can't figure out how to use this thing right now. All I'm trying to say is having two blades on like a you know, what is it called? A weapon this small seems kinda useful because of all the different vectors, attack angles and stuff you can exploit by just cutting, reverse cut, cut, reverse cut, cut, reverse cut, 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 reverse cut. You know, you can really mix it up and therefore take someone by surprise. And the reverse cuts are relatively powerful as well.